How's it going, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ricky Reed, and today we're just gonna talk about what's happening next. If you've been watching the videos from the very beginning, I'm just so excited, but we finally reached that 100 subscriber milestone. So thank you so much if you're one of those guys or gals, and it just means so much to me. It may not seem like a big number to you, but that just means a ton to me. The reason it means so much to me is like, I didn't think that I could even get 10 people interested in what I was doing. And it's not like I needed that validation, but it was almost like an imposter syndrome of, am I even good enough to do these things? So just my little encouragement for the day is, if you have something in your life that you don't think you're good enough at, you will be. Just keep doing it and it'll get better. Especially if it pertains to music, just do it. And for me, this has been so creative, like just a creative outlet for me, and just something to do at the very end of the week just really pushes me and keeps me going. When sometimes if you're not gigging, you're kind of just sitting around practicing, and sometimes that gets a bit old. So just thank you so much again. I'm so appreciative. Please keep liking, commenting. Let me know what kind of content you'd like to see. If it's more gear focused, please let me know. If it's more teaching, theories, whatever it is, I'd love to do that. So let me know what you're interested in. All right, so before we dive in, I'm in Cayucas today. Of course, that's where I live. I'm out on the beach. So if you hear some waves, ooh, so soothing, in the background, that is it. So today we're just gonna talk about what's next, right? If you haven't seen my very first video on the channel, go ahead and watch it. It looks, I mean, I was still trying to dial in camera settings, audio, all that kind of stuff. So it looks kind of funky, but the content's there, I guess. So go check that out. And it's just me talking about my vision for the channel. And I'll kind of just go over it real quick, but I'm moving to Japan in 43 days now, which is super cool. I'm gonna go out there and teach English. And that is not my first passion by any means, but I do like teaching music, all that kind of stuff. The reason I'm teaching English out there, it's the easiest way to get into the country, because they set up and do all your visa applications, get you housing, bank accounts, phone numbers, all that kind of stuff, which is really hard in Japan if you don't have an address. And to get an address, you need to get a phone, and to have a phone, you have to have an address. It's wild. So teaching over there is kind of the vehicle to getting into the country. And once I get there, then I want it to be more vlog style stuff, just going out on the music scene, filming a lot of live shows, seeing what the music is like down there, and talking to musicians and maybe what their influences are and how they're different from ours in the States. So if you're wondering why Japan, I went on vacation there for 2 weeks in January for the first time ever, and it was incredible. Just the subways were sick, awesome music stores, and the people were so cool. So I went from Tokyo all the way down to Hiroshima, and it was just a great time. I came across a city called Osaka, which is the second biggest city in Japan, and I absolutely loved it. Met a group of friends there that I still text here and there, and I just love them so much. That just got the wheels spinning and turning about, like, how can I get here? And that's where the teaching came in. So the fun part about this position is I have no clue where I'm going. Japan has a few regions. I'll be in the Kansai region, which is where Osaka is, and a bunch of other places kind of from east to west. It finally got narrowed down to 3 prefectures, which are kind of like states. So I could be in Shizuoka, Shiga, and Kyoto. I'm really pulling for Kyoto because it's like a 15 to 45 minute train ride to Osaka. That way I could hang out with them, be part of the nightlife and all the music that happens in Osaka. So I'm really hoping for that, but I honestly won't know, it sounds like, until I get there for training, which is wild, and that makes me, I'm just a bit of a planner, so it's hard for me to just let that go and just see what happens. If you've ever thought about just picking up and going, starting somewhere new, I would love to hear where that would be. So leave a comment. I would love to hear where you would like to start kind of a new life and why. So go ahead and put that in the comments, and I'd love to read them. And the next exciting thing is that I'm going back to real amps. I'm gonna ditch the modeler as I go to Japan, and I'm going back to tube. I just think I've been asking around a lot to play in the bars and around there. They don't have like in-ears, all that kind of stuff. So I needed to get a new amp, because I've typically been using like the Tone X or the Quad Cortex, all that kind of stuff to get my tones. but now I will be going back to the amp world, breaking my back carrying these heavy things, but it's gonna be good. So this amp is coming tomorrow or Friday. I'm so pumped. I'll do a video on it later this week, and once I kind of get the feel for it, or just do a really basic rundown of the tones. But I'm just so excited. If you're wondering why am I buying an amp before going to Japan, that is a great question. And my original thought was, okay, right once I get there, I'll have all my money saved up, all that kind of stuff, and I'll just go on this big shopping thing to find the right amp. And I knew exactly what I wanted is the thing. So I contacted the dealers of this certain brand, and I was like, hey, do you got, what's your available stock? All that kind of stuff, right? And none of them had these in stock, and they didn't know when they'd be getting them. And then one shop, I'm forgetting the name, but they said that I might be better off buying it here in the United States. It'd be a lot cheaper. And long story short, I bought it from Humbucker Music, and they don't tax on out-of-state transactions. So how I'm gonna get it over is just to ship it USPS. Let me know your horror stories in the comments if you have any about shipping musical gear out of the country. The shipping on that's gonna be a little expensive. It's gonna be about 500 bucks, but that includes insurance, so just peace of mind that if something happens, it'll be taken care of, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be there for about 3 weeks, just kind of vacationing before my position starts, and then I'll have my friends kind of ship it over for me, which would be awesome. Well, that's all I have for today. I just want to say thank you again to everybody subscribed. It means so much to me to reach 100, and just keep growing with me. Let me know the things that you want to see on this channel, especially as I lead up to leaving to Japan. It's going to be a lot of that content of my expectations, how to pack, how to get my gear on planes and see if I have any problems, and hopefully don't show up with a broken guitar. So thank you again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.